Welcome to part 5 of the ultimate Loadbox comparison. Today we will check out the amp central from RedSeven, and that's this device. It's quite similar to the Sir reactive load from the last video. The raw signal means without any IR is provided through the line out check. That's this one. We need the line out signal without any cap simulation because in the final video of the series we will compare all load boxes, and for this it's very important to use the same IRs together with the same IR loader, which is my FX3. In this video we will check the sounds of the device by reamping some guitar tracks, check the latency, ground hum sensitivity and fan noise, and take a look at the overall response curve. Please keep in mind, for this and all coming sound tests, the load boxes are used in silent mode, means without a cabinet connected. None of the load boxes is sponsored. Each one has been purchased with my own money. I'm not getting paid for making these videos, so I'm totally not influenced by any company. The amp central load box comes along with 2 additional switches on the front panel. The flat switch, it's the upper one, enables a high cut filter at around 10 kHz. However, the filter affects the IR line out only and is not applied to the regular line out, so it's not relevant for this video. With the switch below, this one, you can set the load box to the resistive mode. That's the simple or budget-friendly approach for load boxes, where the power of your amp is consumed by some high-power resistors only. Most people don't like this because the result does not sound that good. However, I will record one track for each setting so you can decide by yourself. Please watch episode 2 if you would like to learn more about what a reactive load means. Okay, and now let's start to reamp the recorded DI tracks of the unprocessed guitar signal so we can compare the results without any changes in my playing later. For the clean, mid-gain and high-gain sounds, different IRs will be used. Let's start with the clean sounds through my König amp. The first track is the resistive mode and the second track the reactive mode. For the mid-gain sound, my Friedman BE100 Deluxe is used. For the high-gain sound, I will use my EVH 5150 Stealth Edition amp. I could hear bigger differences, and to make the differences between the reactive and resistive mode visible, let's compare my already recorded white noise tracks by using the EQ plugin. There's a big dent around 110 Hz of around -4 to -5 dB and a high cut which starts at around 1 kHz with a max gain loss of around -6 dB. To me, the reactive mode sounds fuller and more lively, so for future recordings I would clearly prefer the reactive mode. And now let's continue with the latency check. As you can see here, the latency is around 0.3 milliseconds, which is equal to the round-trip latency. This means that there's no ADDA converter between the amp in and the line out of the device. So the signal processing of the line out is completely analog, and that's great. Let's now compare this to the IR line out, and as you can see here, the latency goes up to 2.8 milliseconds. By subtracting the round-trip latency, we have a total latency of around 2.5 milliseconds, which is a good value. Now let's take a look at the overall response curve. For this we compare the line out of the Loadbox with the white noise input signal of the amp, which was fed into the power amp via the effects return loop. For more details, simply watch episode 1. As you can see, a deep low cut starts at 120 Hz. Then there's a dent from 150 to 3 kHz of around -3 dB and kind of a high shelf starting at 2.5 kHz with a little high cut starting at 10 kHz. As already mentioned in episode 3, the response curve represents the Loadbox and the power tube amp. You can find more details about in that video. Now let's check the ground hum sensitivity. As you can see in the diagram, I'm using two DI boxes, one straight after the output of the audio interface and another after the line out of the Loadbox. For the test I'm using the high gain channel of my EVH amp, so you can clearly hear a difference. We will do 4 tests, first with both DI boxes engaged in the signal chain, next without the second DI box, then without any DI box, and finally without the first DI box. As you could hear, the first 2 setups work perfect. In the third and fourth configuration, you can hear a massive ground hum. The Loadbox has an internal fan to prevent damage when running hot. It turns on automatically as soon as an input signal is present and turns off when the input signal stops. Let's check this now. When the fan is spinning, the fan speed seems to be constant. In the video you can mainly hear the fan noise, but also a little guitar sound in the background. Both comes directly from the Loadbox, even if the guitar sound isn't that loud as it is with the Sir reactive load. In the next episode we will explore the very popular Captor X Loadbox from 2Notes, a French company. So please like and subscribe because I know you want it. Now, that's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you soon on this channel.